Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are watching in the world. You are watching Warrior TV, the voice of the mental health warriors. We have a fabulous guest this afternoon. Sandra Murphy will be joining us in just a moment. Good afternoon, Sandra. Can you hear me, Sandra? I know you've got a dodgy internet connection this afternoon. Hello, there you are.
That's okay.
Welcome to Warrior TV. Now, I've been reading a little bit about you, and I know you sent through an amazing bio. Quite phenomenal, the achievements that you've had over the years, just amazing. But I know that you've had some health issues as well, haven't you?
I have, yes, and it's been quite tough. Yeah, depends where you want me to start. I've been very, very fit and healthy up until a couple of years ago. I was in the RAF. I did 12 years in the RAF, so my career was very, what can I put? Fruitful, busy. I just really enjoyed my time there. I did a lot of sport, and I had no real issues as such. But then I started a couple of years ago with the fact that my dad was very poorly, and when he was very poorly, I sort of dropped everything and looked after him today. And with that, there was a lot of travelling from London, and I had my children, I had my my horses, because I have horses as well, and so it just became really, really stressful. Although I didn't think of it as being stressful, because I'm that go-getter. I'm that, I'm the one who just keeps going and don't stop. And do you know what I mean? So for me, it wasn't stressful as such, but my body just, I don't think so. so I just went into mode where I just went on and did what I had to do. Yeah, and that created a bit of a monster in me, not realizing. Okay. So when my dad was dying, I was running up and down the countryside. I was going up and down the M11. I live in Lincolnshire. He lives in London, and so I was going up there 3 times a week. Yeah, to make sure he was looked after, putting carers in place for him. Then coming back and then taking my son to ice hockey, and looking at my horses, and then I have a business, I have 2 businesses, and I was running those as well. At one point I just myself, what's happening? So I just carried on as I do normally, just carried on as the empath that I am, yeah, giving all the time, yeah. And one day my horse crushed me against the wall in my yard, and she stopped me in my tracks. She was like, no. Okay, so she did that. She crushed 4 vertebrae, 4 ribs, my back, and my sternum. Okay, I just got up and went, oh, you bitch. You bitch. Get on with it. So I did. Yeah. I just got on with it, right? And I actually had pleurisy and pneumonia at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
So the next day, the next day, this this is just the way I am. Like, come on, you need to do it. There's nobody else to do it. You've got to get on. So I went to work the next day and literally collapsed. Literally, just collapsed. I was taken into hospital. I was taken into A&E, and they said, "How are you still alive?" And I went,
Wow.
"Sorry, how are you still alive?" Because you've got these injuries that are really quite life-threatening. I actually had a punctured lung as well, and that is why.
Crikey. I mean, yeah. I've got to ask the question, do you actually take time out to look after yourself now?
Um, I do now, but there's a lot of stuff that's happened in between. There's an awful lot of
Yeah.
stuff that's happened in between. Yeah, that I have to explain to you, because I don't know how long we've got, but but there is a lot of stuff in between. Now, I sort of had to get myself around all this and get over it, because I just said to the doctor, "What was going on? What, can I get on with this? Is there anything I can do to get on?" And they said, "Well, no, not really. You've got to go for the oncologist." Anyway, I sorted out my dad. My dad actually died, unfortunately. And I went off to the Caribbean and buried him and did what I had to do. And then I started thinking about what's going on with me. So there, that was in the April, then the October. Okay, in the October, I then said, right, I need to go. So I went straight in when I came back from the Caribbean, and I went straight in and I went on to chemo. Okay, so I went on to chemo in the October, and I finished chemo in the January, February time. Right, so that was sheer hellfire, for X amount. And then I had to go into this remission, like a I had to go for stem cell transplant. So with everything that's going on with COVID, I had a bit of a break in between. But then as soon as we got back onto track with it, I was straight in to have my chemo. Now, the thing about all this chemo thing is you spend a lot of time on your own. Yeah. I was in there for 12 weeks on my own. Yeah. No visitors, no nothing. And in that time, I got a chance to actually look at myself. Now, whilst I was going through all that, I had a major issue with my children and my mum and everybody else, who all they did was take from me. Yeah, they didn't give anything back to me.
Right.
This is the stuff that I had to deal with. Okay. Now, it's only been subsequently, since I have been looking into myself, have I realized I've been abused all my life. Okay, that's a big statement to make. Okay, I've been abused all of my life. Now, when I've looked back on it, I realise how much I have been abused. That's physically, sexually, yeah, emotionally, okay, and I have had to deal with that in a way most people don't think about this, right? Because most people have, I would say, a 70-30 split of, what they should be doing as they're growing up. So basically, as a young child, you get sort of 70%, love and affection and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I got probably about 5%. So what I did was I filled my emotional void with it. Okay, that's where my affection, my attention, and everything went to.
Yeah.
But you've got to understand that you can't fill that physically with, you know, horses. Although they are life, I must admit they are my life, and they have always been my life. So there was a time when I actually went into my horses that much. I just thought I can't do this, and this is quite tough for me. Okay,
Hmm.
because I need to say this because when I was young, when I was 14, I didn't know this at the time. Don't get me wrong. I never knew any of this was going on. I just felt that there was something not right and that I was not being used and abused, but it was just not the way it should be.
Yeah.
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 And and I felt very, very disassociated from everything and everybody because there's something not right. So anyway, I decided one day that my horse, okay, I've got a horse, I put a noose around my neck, okay, and I sat on that pony for about 2 hours. And then I said, do it. So I kicked her, and 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 she just did not move.
Wow.
I was like, what is going on? Yeah. And I said, get on with you. I took the noose off my neck, and oh my God, that pony ran out of that stable so quickly. And I ended up on the floor. Yeah.
She knew, didn't she?
And this is what I'm saying.
Mm.
She knew. Of course she
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Right. Now the thing is, nobody really knows about this. Nobody really knows about this. It's just something that I thought, you know what? I'm going to face my demons. Yeah, I'm going to bring them out because people need to know that this happened to me. Yeah. Now, obviously, after that, I just went into my horsey thing, and I just love them. It's just there is no comparison with my horses. So after that, obviously, yeah, that was quite harsh, but it taught me a
Yeah.
lesson. It taught me that I'm not supposed to be gone. I'm not supposed to be gone. I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I've got a bigger agenda there, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. I mean there's a bigger pick out there for me.
Yes. Yeah. You're here to do something
Yeah,
specifically. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that was my thing. I was here to look after horses. My life then revolved around horses. Okay, so I developed first liquid feed horses. That's gone out there, and it's a patented product. It's there. I sell it to 18 countries in the world, and it's all over the UK. You know, I still need a bit of with it and stuff, but that's another matter, right? But I'm still doing it. Now the thing about it is, it's 100% natural. We don't work with anything that's not natural. So that's why I love the horsey thing, because we are working with Mother Nature, and we're not working against her. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
And so for me, that is really, really important to me. Okay. And so with my kids, with what happened with my children, I think over the last couple of years, it's made me reflect on me as a person, and it's made me realize that there is There is a, sorry, I don't try and explain it. Oh, sorry, Kerry.
No, that's all right. You take your time. I mean, you know, that's one hell of a lot to contend with, isn't it? An awful lot.
Yeah.
And you know, it as I said to you before we came on here, I was watching a an interview that you gave on YouTube for with Dr. Ben Shine, Ben Shine and Dr. Jacqueline, and I think that was quite recent. Was that this year, last year?
Yeah, that wasn't ago. That was last year. Yeah.
Last year, yeah. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there's and I know that you talked about pretty much what you've talked about so far with them. But so you're obviously, you know, your big love is horses and nature. That's what I'm getting
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah.
And tell us, how does that help you in your journey? I don't like to say mental health journey, but it is all part and parcel
No.
of it, isn't
Sorry, I've lost you a little bit there.
it?
Sorry, I lost you at that last bit.
Yeah. No, just explain to us how working with horses, being part of nature, has helped you and
Yeah.
does still help you in your journey.
Yeah. 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 Totally. I mean, I've always been a country girl. I've always lived in the country. I was the only black girl in the whole of Essex to have a pony, you know, before I moved up to Lincolnshire. And I lived up here, and you know, it's just been my life working with horses. And you know, my daughter was the youngest British eventer in you know, in the UK at 12, riding against adults. You know, we really put a lot of, you know, emphasis in there of, you know, getting her where she needs to be, etc., etc. And we did it on our own. We didn't do it with other people, because we just couldn't rely on other people to do what we needed to do. Um, but like I said, it's country life has been for me. It's been hard growing up in Lincolnshire, where you get lots of racism and a lot of you know, unconscious bias and stuff like, you know, microaggressions all the time. You know, I mean, we've had 15 to 40 crimes against our family. You know, in the time that we've been here. I mean, the last one was a guy came up to me and spat in my face and told me to F off back to my mud hut. You know,
See,
this was
I don't
before to do the
understand.
CPS.
Yeah, I really do not understand why people have to feel that they need to behave in that manner. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah. It's
absolutely
disgusting.
beyond my comprehension.
Mm.
I mean, you know,
You think,
we are fellow human beings. Doesn't really matter what colour our skin is, does it?
no, exactly. But to them, to these people, it does matter. To these people, they feel that they can walk up to you. This was only, gosh, this was only 7 years ago. Yeah, the guy spat in my face in front of my children. Yeah, and said that to me, and I was like, yeah, whatever, because I was in the RAF. It doesn't scare me. Do you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
mean, it could have been, you know, and so he was. It was reported, you know,
Hmm.
to the CPS, and they took action. Now the thing is, he got a 2 year suspended sentence. I mean, what's that all about? Do you know what I mean? And so basically, nothing's done. Nothing's done about anything. And I just sometimes feel very not down, because not a lot gets me down, but it's just frustrating
Yeah.
that you cannot this is the attitude that people have, which means that in this country, it's really hard to do anything, to get on, because they have this underlying issue with the colour of your skin. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think I'm quite pretty. You know, I think I'm beautiful. But, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's beautiful. Everybody's gorgeous. Yeah?
Yeah.
And so it's so frustrating that because of the colour of my skin, yeah, I don't get on.
Again,
and that's where it is.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, for those kind of those beliefs that certain people have is completely and utterly beyond my comprehension. For me, it's all about educating people, but educating them in the right way, in the best way. And I hate to say it, but the people that behave in that manner, they've learned that behaviour. They've learned those values, if you like, and beliefs, whether it's been taught to them down through their own families, through the generations, whether it's been taught to them from their environment, people that they've been hanging around with, you know, whether it's been taught anywhere. If those behaviours can be unlearned and new, better, nicer, more useful behaviours can be learned. So, and it is all about education. And I find it absolutely, I'm gobsmacked that here we are in 2021 and we are still faced with bigotry, prejudice of all kinds.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because,
you know, we're all.
Because what happens is.
Go on.
Yeah, the thing is, what happens is, I live in Lincolnshire, one of the most bigoted, racist counties in the country. Yeah, that's a fact. Right now, the thing about it is, it breeds. Yeah, it breeds. I mean, I was in the post office the other day, and this little girl, a balloon, and she was sitting around her mum, and she was and she stopped. She saw me, and she scowled, and it took me back. I was like, oh. She carried on, and she stopped, and she saw me, and she scowled again, and I was like, I'm going to have you this time. Oh, I'm going to have you this time. So when she did it again, she came around the corner. I went, bah! Like that. And then I went, like this, right? And she it terrified her, the kid. Yeah? And her mum looked at me. She had the same scowl on her.
It's unreal, isn't it? It's just, yeah.
Scary.
It's, see, I pride myself on being non-judgmental. That doesn't mean to say that I am always non-judgmental. You know, that there are times, I'm sure, where I might say something that I don't realise that actually I'm being a bit judgmental there, and I don't like being judgmental about other people because I feel, you know, what right do I have to judge somebody else? And I accept that people, each one of us has our own little model of the world, our own view of an opinion of reality. But it's, as I say, with people that show prejudice in that manner or in any manner, for come to that, I cannot comprehend it. I don't understand. I don't, you know, I just think, what is wrong with people? It's just, yeah. Adam's just asked a question.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So his question is, did you experience anxiety when you became a mother, as a result of how you were brought up?
Did I experience what? Sorry.
Did you experience anxiety when you became a mother as a result of how you were brought up?
Yeah. Well, I, my little boy was born 28 weeks prem. He was born at 28 weeks.
Wow.
He was the yeah. He we had 5 million to 1 chance that we would both survive. Yeah. He kicked through my womb. Okay. Yeah, he kicked through my womb, and when the doctor came, they did so many doctors came. He said to me, "I've seen this 30 years ago. It's called a ruptured uterus. Okay, not in labour. So if I'd had it whilst I was in labour, I would have died straight away. Yeah, but it wasn't in labour. It was a ruptured uterus. A little sod kicked through my womb. Okay, and he had to come out, yeah, via an emergency straight up the middle, yeah.
Crikey.
Now, that would have been enough to cause anybody any anxiety, yeah. But I'm just one of those women that just get on with things. You know, it's like, right, okay, this is that. He nearly died 4 times. I had to mouth resuscitate him. There was all sorts of things that went on through with him, yeah. He's fine now. He's absolutely fine. In fact, he's beautiful. He's a model now for another lady in Manchester. Okay, but what I'm saying is, all of these things that have happened for me has happened for a reason. There are reasons for all of these things happening, and I'm only starting to find out what these reasons are. Okay, now I've got, like I said to you before, just now, about the fact that my kids have taught me an awful lot. My parents have taught me a lot. They've all taught me what sort of person that I am. Okay. I thought I was this person that was supposed to be giving, but actually, no. Okay. Not now. Not now. I understand what's happening. Okay. My kids took and took and took. My mum took and took. My brother and my sister, they all took from me. Okay. Nobody gave me anything back. To the point where, when I got out of hospital after my stem cell transplant, my kids abandoned me. Yeah, they left. In fact, my daughter did, but my son, I had to tell him, either you fuck up or you need to leave. And in fact, I had to get the police in to say to him, this is serious. This is serious. Yeah. And he decided that he'd go with his sister. So they both went. And I was like, you know what? They're old enough to get on with their life. I now need to look after number one. Yeah. From that day on, yeah, the 7th of the 7th, the 7th, the 8th of the 8th, sorry, and I wear eights all over me, yeah, right? That day was significant in my recovery. Yeah, I've got 2 8s on my chain here. Yeah, it's significant in my recovery, because that recovery only started from the day I got rid of everybody out of my life. Yeah. Now, I know it's tough, I know it's hard, and not everybody can do it. And I do appreciate that not everyone can do this. Yeah. But I can. I can. Do you know why? Because I needed to save my own life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is what I had to do. I had to get rid of all the negative energy in my life, yeah, and move forward. And I tell you what, from the day I did that, I have never looked back. I never look. I am so happy. You wouldn't believe. Yeah, I feel like I have lost 2 stone. I feel like I have. I'm just beautiful and I'm just gorgeous and I'm glowing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's only because I have unloaded all of that negative energy. Go away. Okay. Now the thing about this is I'm now able to choose where I want to go. Yeah. My kids are old enough. I don't feel bad about this at all. Enough. They're 25 and 18. They're old enough. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
And my mum, well, whatever. She's got her own issues. You know what I'm saying? Let her get on with that. My daughter, my sister's got her own issues. Let her get on with them. I don't need that anymore. I just don't need it. So from that day onwards, I'm glowing. I'm glowing with it. And I will deal with everything that comes along as it happens. But you know what? I have never felt so good in my life.
It's amazing, isn't it? That when you have those revelations, you realise that the one thing that's kind of been weighing you down all this time is that negativity, is all that constant running around after other people and getting nothing back and giving nothing to yourself as well. Giving yourself everything is the most important thing in life, I believe. As you've just said, get rid of that negativity. And I agree, not everybody can just say to their families, if they are negative, do you know what? You get on with it, I'm getting on with my life, and put that distance between them. I get that. But it is important to make sure that you've got those boundaries, those barriers, and you don't allow people to cross those boundaries. And sometimes it's a case of actually saying to these people, look, as an example, I don't know, pick a day over the weekend and say, that's my day. I don't want any contact from anybody. That's my day. My day to look after me and do what I want to do. That's my time. Yeah. If you want to ring me, leave a message. If it's important, I'll pick it up. Just things like that. They can be obviously done in a nice way and explained to as to why, perhaps. But it is all respect to you, Sandra. Absolutely, all respect to you for that. That's amazing. Adam's.
You know what I've done?
Go on.
Sorry. Do you know what I've done? Do you know what I've done to firm up these feelings that I have for myself? Yeah. I first started with doing my nails. I never ever did my nails ever. Yeah. And now I have my nails done every 4 or 5 weeks. I also do lovely stuff with my hair, and I also have the whole day on Saturday. I do not do anything on Saturday. I do my Bible reading on a Saturday, where I sit down and I get in touch with God, and I listen to what my readings say. And then on Saturday I do nothing. Yeah, I don't even go. Not if I can help it, but shopping, because Sundays the shops are open. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've done is I bought myself a hot tub.
Oh, amazing.
And the fact that I spend 4 or 5 days of that in that tub every week, it is my release from everything. And I know everybody can't do it, but I got rid of my kids, I got rid of everybody, and I can do it. And it's not because I did it because of that. It's because I wanted to have something for myself. And I've never, ever, and do you know what I did the other day? And let me tell you this. I have never bought myself a pink dress, ever. And I bought myself a pink dress, and I looked awesome in it. Just to let you know.
Awesome.
And it made me feel brilliant.
Well, that's it. We've got to treat ourselves, haven't we? Because it's no good sort of waiting for other people to do it. Treat yourself.
No.
Yeah. Just wow, amazing.
Totally.
Amazing. Yeah.
That's what I've done, and I've got to the point now where I'm very happy in myself. I'm very happy in my skin. If those people that want to come, if they do decide that they want to come back to me, that's fine. But there are going to be boundaries. They're going to be, this, this is where I am. I'm not going to allow you to cross over that boundary. Now, I know my son will come back, and I know my daughter will come back, and all that, because once they're spoiled, and then they realise that, oh, mum did this and mum did that. And, I mean, how many kids do you know who were flown into their prom in a helicopter?
Wow. No, I don't know anybody, actually. Yeah. Wow.
Well, there you go. And my son played ice hockey the day after his prom for 6 weeks in Canada. Yeah, for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
My daughter had a string of ponies all her life. She's always ridden. She's been. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, they don't think that whatever I did was good enough for them. In which case now instead of me butting my head against the wall, I've gone, see ya, bye. Don't need to do that anymore.
Bless you.
So if you want to be a part of me, and because I've got a lot to give, but I've been giving it for the last 2 years, and I'm loving it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So what does your future look like? Have you had any glimpses? Have you had any thoughts, ideas?
Right. So my future now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of pushback, and there's going to be a lot of this negativity stuff. But I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? But with me, I am now looking at, hopefully, because I've never really had a decent relationship with anybody, because I've always been fighting. I've always the masculine energy. Yeah, I've always had that. That masculine. No, I don't mean I'm butch or anything like that, or
No.
It's just that I've always had that sort of, that masculine side, where that's why I joined the Royal Air Force, because in the Air Force you can be masculine, can have that masculine side, and nobody sees anything different. But you know what? I have recently thought, you know what, Sandra? You need to show your feminine side. You don't see why you shouldn't, because you've had it beaten out of you when you were younger. You've had it thrashed out of you when you was in the RAF, but hence the pinks. I'm doing it. I'm actually starting to enjoy being feminine. Yeah, and I'm loving it. I was in the shop the other day. You like this? I was in the shop the other day, and now don't get me wrong. I'm not doing this to manipulate energy, or it's not like that. It's trying things out, okay? Just testing this feminine side that I've never had before. And I was in the shop in Morrison. There was a guy in there. It was beautiful. It was a young guy. I mean, this is why it's not a bad thing. He was a young guy, and he was like, "Do the chickens, right?" And I said to my cousin, "Right, watch this." Okay. So I went up to him and I went, "Hello." I said, "Have you got any of those chickens reduced?" And he went, "No, not yet." He said, "If you go and ask that lady over there, she might reduce one for you." I was like, "Oh," I said, "That's a long way to go." Like that, right? So he went, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'll go and ask her." Right? So he came back and he went, and he had this great big grin on his face. I said to him, "Oh, you know what? Thank you so much." I said, "I can eat tonight," like this. And you know what made me laugh, right? He was just so happy that
Oh,
I'd given him a job to do. B, he's gone over there and he's asked the question. And C, he came back with an answer. Yeah. And I praised him for it. I
yeah,
absolutely praised him for it. Now, before, I would have just gone, yeah, right, whatever, and walked off. Do you know what I mean? I would have just gone, but no, I interacted with the young guy. Now, every time we see him, I swear he'd bring me a chicken if he had a chance. You know, he's so sweet and so lovely. And I chat with him for like 4 or 5 minutes. Now, that is what human interaction is. And that is what I've been missing out on, you know, for such
yeah,
a long time. Just
yeah,
this character that my life out. I had to sort the kids out. I had to do this. I had to do that, and I've been blinded by it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm just a different person all over,
I,
completely
I,
different.
I love that because it costs nothing, does it, other than a little bit
Nothing.
of our time to just stop and chat to somebody, you know, whether it's the young guy stacking the shelves in the supermarket, whether it's the petrol station sales assistant, whether it's, you know, just somebody in the street. It's just giving that person your time and telling them that, you know, that they're doing a great job, that you appreciate their help, that they're helping
Yes,
you.
yes,
You know, I do kind of wonder how
yes.
many people actually do that. You know, it's even simple
I'm
things
very
like,
aware.
yeah, but it's simple things just like saying thank you to somebody who's held the door open for you. Um,
Yeah, I'm very, very, very aware of all that.
yeah,
You know, and the thing is, it's really, really important, you
yeah,
know, that I do that, and I do it often. I do it even though I get it out of my way. I'm still doing it. I go in and I speak to people, and I make an effort to speak to people. You know, and I tell you what though, I'll tell you one good thing that I've been doing, and I actually, I've been given the beautiful role of the Armed Forces Equine Charity Ambassador. Okay, and
fabulous.
what that is, yeah, that what that is, working mental health people, guys down at um, Tidworth, and it gave me a massive insight. They use equine assisted, yeah,
Mm,
warrior equine they're called, and they use equine assisted training for guys that have issues with PTSD, etc., etc.
wow.
Now, I didn't realise how powerful horses were, yeah, because I've been with them all of my life, so
Yeah.
it's just one of those things for me. But when I went down there, I sat and I watched. I mean, these are great. These are sort of quite high up on the agenda of mental health. Yeah, these guys, some of these guys. And I sat and I watched some of these guys, and one of them just stood or sat with his head in his hands for nearly an hour. Okay, and I was like, okay, okay, and he just wouldn't come out of himself. He'd been for 4 years. Okay, so as the week, or it's about 4 days, as it progressed, I noticed how this guy working with the equine assisted horses, you know, how he was able to just come out of himself and be a part of this horse's persona, yeah, to be a part of this horse. And I was just amazed. I was amazed at how these vulnerable animals are able to have a conversation with people. Yeah. Now, I've always known that, and I'm not being funny. I've actually always known that. I have conversations with my horses all of the time. Yeah. So I know that this happens. Okay. But there's people out there that don't understand how this happens. And it's so good to watch how people can come out of themselves with this type of training. And I'm just so proud to be, a part of this journey. Yeah. So I just want to let you know before I go, before I leave, I have suffered a huge. I put it this way, I had a crash on my horse about 6 weeks ago. Okay, and I had a concussion. Did I tell you about this? I'm not sure if I told you about this.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it briefly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got hit on the head, and I lost consciousness, and I ended up with fractures, shoulder and collarbone and everything. And so I'm still suffering at the moment. I'm literally still going through all this. I've got some help with my mobility, that sort of stuff. So I'm still going through this. I'm coming out of it slowly, but it's been a while. And so the brain isn't working as it was doing before, and so I'm having to deal with these things. Like now, I'm almost done. I'm almost had enough, and it's time for me to go and lie down and stuff like that. But I want to do to show people that the resilience is there. You have to be resilient in all of these things.
Yeah.
Pray, and I'm not into all this religion or whatever, but you need to pray. Yeah, and look at God as a way of coming into your own. Yeah, and also have faith in what you do. And so that's how I've got through a lot of the things I've got through. And I hope I'm able to inspire other people, to do that sort of thing as well.
It's been an amazing, absolutely amazing chatting with you this morning, this afternoon, this morning, this evening, wherever people are around the world watching this, or whatever time they decide to sit and watch it. It is absolutely amazing, absolutely inspiring, and so wonderful to speak with somebody who knows where they are now, and how they're going to be moving forward, and knows that we are all beautiful individuals. I'd love to chat with you some more. Perhaps can we do this again on another day?
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, no problem. I can, catch you up with what's going on, and how things are progressing, because things are progressing. I'm manifesting a really nice man into my life. He's not quite bring that out, but it's not just an ordinary man. It's a very special man. Yeah.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Let's see how that goes. Yeah. Because I'm not willing to just give to anyone willy-nilly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Been there, done that, read the book, at the fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that. And I'm also looking for someone, not looking for someone, but I'm also looking for that feeling that I'm going to be, well, I'm excited. It's an excited feeling. It's a feeling that I'm really smiling all day, every day. It's like positivity. It's like, yes. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, it's all about keeping that energy positive and the vibration as high as you can, isn't it? That's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sandra, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute blast, and I'm really looking forward to doing this again with you very, very soon. just a quick reminder for anybody that is watching this, there are 2 lives tomorrow. At 1 p.m. tomorrow, the mental health warrior queen, Kerry Duval, will be live with Vicky Garvey. And at 7 p.m, I must be glutton for punishment for this, I'm hosting the premiere of How Well Do You Know Your Partner? So it'll be a laugh, if nothing else. Right, that's it from us here today. From 2 beautiful human beings to all of you beautiful human beings out there, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you again very, very soon.